Hi YouTube, it's me again. I am in my bathrobe because today's video is my hair care routine. It's actually pretty simple, but you know, and also I have things to say because I always have things to say, but I'm moving, so all of my stuff, you can see behind me, there's like moving boxes, is kind of packed away, so I don't have like things to show you. And also, inevitably, I was going to run out of things to show you. So here we are. And I do have wiser things to talk about than just stuff that I have, I promise. So anyway, today's topic, a very important topic, is how to be nice to yourself and why that's important. I think we can answer why that's important first. But first, I'm joined by my hot cinnamon spice tea latte. That's a mouthful. She does have a little caffeine. Honestly, a little more caffeine than I'm comfortable with because I try to shoot for like 50 or under a day. This is like 40 to 60. I'm hoping it's like 40. With a little honey, a little almond milk, a little extra cinnamon because obviously really, really good. So, caffeine doesn't have an effect on me, like, before I go to sleep, so I'm not especially worried about that. It's just, like, my brain doesn't like it, per se. But very yummy. So, I also love decaf coffee. I drink so much decaf coffee. I work in a hospital, and they're like, it's a lot of coffee. Don't worry. It's decaf. Okay, so why are we being nice to ourselves? So let's get the routine out, right? So being nice to yourself, you have to think about what yourself is, because when I say people, but I'm talking about myself. When I thought of myself for a very long time, it was just like my brain and my personality, right? This is the Ordinary Glycolic Acid Toning Solution. I use it on my roots so my hair doesn't get as greasy as quickly. Anyway, because I go like 4 days without washing my hair. This is day 4 and this feels greasy to me, even though it like honestly doesn't. This I feel like doesn't look that bad, but anyway. So I'll just do a little bit of that. So, Jesus. I would think of like my personality and like my brain, who I was on the inside, as myself, and I would completely neglect like my body as like part of myself when I thought of it. And I have a really good friend who one day told me, when I was kind of struggling with like my body image and like eating enough, that you can't forget that your body is you. And I think that has stuck with me for like a really long time. And whenever I get a little down, I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to eat today, or, you know, I don't feel like being nice to myself today. It's a reminder that you have to care for the body that you're in, because that is you. And if that ever goes out on you, then like whatever you think you are is gone too, you know? So that's probably a little heavy to start off with. But anyway, I think it's important for anyone that is struggling with like body image or like just the way they feel about themselves. I don't know, because I've certainly been there, and I think no matter what anybody looks like, they've all had thoughts like that, you know. But anyway, it's important to like be kind to yourself even when you feel like you don't deserve it. Another thing that I've heard that stuck with me is also, how would you treat, say, your best friend, or like a sister or a family member who was maybe talking about themselves in not a nice way, you know? Like, if someone said to you, like, oh my god, I think I'm so ugly. And it's like, obviously beauty is, like, not the most important thing in the world, but kind of, like, catch yourself when you're having thoughts like that, right? Not, like, would you say that to another person, but if another person said that, like, to you, like, would that be like, oh my god, you think about yourself that way? Or, you know, like, something like that. Like, if it would be an insult, or if people would think you're mean, or, like, cruel, or, like, being a bully for saying what you say to yourself to someone else, that's something you need to double check, you know? So, next time you're picking out your outfit and you're like, you know what, I don't look good in this, or I could, you know, I don't even know, because, like, I don't want to put thoughts in anyone's heads, obviously. So next time you catch yourself, like, saying something sort of mean, think about that. Think about that. If your bestie said that, would you be like, excuse me? What did you just say? Do you get what I'm saying? I really hope that you get what I'm saying, because these, I promise, are wise words. I'm just not maybe delivering them correctly, but I think this really is important stuff, and, like, you're never going to be truly free in life if you don't just kind of, like, let go a little bit. And, like, I should be listening to my own advice because, you know, like, obviously I have my own problems, but we all start somewhere. I can give you a place to start, right? Anyway, that's why you should be nice to yourself, because if it was someone else, why would you be mean to them? That's not nice. That's not good, you know? Gonna do the hair oil first. This is rosemary oil, by Mielle. Rosemary scalp and hair. I'm sure you have seen this before, but you know. But it's really good for hair growth and just, like, strengthening your hair. I'm kind of running out, though. But also I'm moving, so, like, whatever I could use, the better. And also don't come for me if I'm using a lot of, like, product in my hair, because, like, whatever. Yeah, so anyway, just, like, simple ways that you can be nice to yourself. I think taking yourself out on a date is really underrated. Even if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner or whatever, or if you're not at an age where you're dating, or you're just not dating, that's fine. Just making time to, like, just hang out with yourself, you know, like, maybe just cook yourself a nice dinner. Like, for me, when I'm at work, on my lunch break, will go for a walk every day and just kind of, like, let myself not forget, but, like, kind of let everything go for a little bit. Because I know, like, as soon as I'm off my break, I just set my timer, and then I know it's back to the hospital, and, like, that sucks, obviously. Also, I'm the only one that uses this, so I'm, you know, but just give yourself time. Also, giving yourself grace. That's a big thing, I think. You're not going to be perfect all the time. Nobody is. And you kind of need to be okay with that. Like, no matter what you see. Like, I think social media is kind of, like, poisonous in that way, where we only see the best of everyone all the time. And, like, oh, this girl's boyfriend is so cool and, like, buys her flowers all the time and, like, flies her out to Miami or Bali or whatever, and, like, my boyfriend obviously doesn't love me because he doesn't do that. Like, no, it's a show. Like, That's not true, you know? Your boyfriend loves you because he's there with you every day and, like, wants to hear what you have to say at the end of the day. You know, like, stuff like that, like, little things that you take for granted, other people don't have, but they're also not glamorous enough to be, like, posted on social media, right? And not just in, like, relationships, just, like, beauty things or, like, I don't know, people just, like, want to market to your insecurities, right? Like, they're like, oh, buy this product. Like, my rule of thumb, if someone is telling you that you need to change something about yourself, and then it's like, oh, Lincoln, buy. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Especially with, like, health stuff, and it's like, I work in healthcare, not in, like, an area that a lot of, like, wellness people will kind of, like, latch onto, except for maybe, like, free radicals, but they, like, 95% of the time do not even know what a free radical is. They'll be like, you need this product to get rid of your cortisol. Cortisol face is not real. That's not a real thing. They'll be like, oh, stop wearing perfume to balance your hormones. Name one hormone besides estrogen. One hormone. Crickets, always. Like, nobody knows what they're talking about. So just, like, live your life and do what makes you happy. And that is the simplest part about being nice to yourself. And, like, I try to, like, eat healthy and crap. Like, I'm a vegetarian. I do not eat enough protein. Do I care? No. Like, I try to eat a vegetable every day. I walk around. I don't go to the gym. I don't do it. Do I drink enough water every day? Probably not, you know, but, like, I'm happy. You just, like, live your life. Like, don't get bogged down in, like, little tiny details of what other people are telling you need to do to live your life to the fullest. Like, oh, like, you need 100 grams of protein. Like, that's what I think. Just, like, eat what makes you happy and makes you feel good and makes you be able to power through your day. That's all you really need to do. Have that croissant if you want it. Get that matcha latte. Go ahead. That's part of being nice to yourself too, I think, is having a little treat, being able to say yes to yourself, also being able to say no to yourself, which I will get to. But if you are able to just, like, be like, you know what? Yeah, sure. I've had a long week. I'm gonna get myself a little treat. I'm gonna go to that bakery after work today, and I'm gonna pick up a little slice of cake. It's gonna be awesome. Or, you know what? I'm gonna go to Sephora. I'm gonna get me a new lippy. I'm gonna do it. Well, yes. Well, yeah, sure. You know? Let me know if you guys like the talking format. I'm not sure how many people, like, actually watch these. But this is what flows the best for me. So, but yeah, like, treat yourself. Because you have to. You can't just go through your life like a robot. Like, oh, I don't need, like, I try to do that, honestly. Like, I don't need to, like, I'm crazy. I'll be like, you know what? I don't need, like, a full lunch today. You know, I could just buy, like, this little thing and it's fine. And then I wonder why I feel terrible. Like, just, like, you know what's best for you in your heart. So just, like, listen to yourself. And if people around you are like, hey, I think you're doing XYZ and it's probably, like, really bad for you. Like, pro tip. Not always pro tip, but, like, some people in your life are usually correct. Your sister is usually correct. Your best friend is usually correct. Your mom, usually correct. You know, people that don't really have anything to gain off of your decisions are usually correct. So use that. Anyway, this is my kerastase mask. Can you see that? Works pretty good. I like it. Yeah. Also, I also use a lot. It looks like a lot, but I've used this like 7 times and I have like this much left, and it's a lot. Another important point, saying no to yourself is also important. I hate spending money. I hate it. Which is a thing that I struggle with, because sometimes I'm like, you know what? I do need money to like feed myself today. And like when I'm struggling, like that's where I'll be like, you know what? Don't need that. Don't need, like, do I need to pay my rent? Well, yes, obviously, but like eating, and like, I look like a total whatever. Sometimes you do need to say no to yourself, and that can be like if you have a friend that like wants to go out all the time, or like just wants to hang out with you constantly and you don't have the energy for it, you're allowed to say no. That's part of taking care of yourself. That's part of like being nice to yourself, you know. Or if you are that friend that wants to go out all the time, take a break, wrap it up, you know. Like, you don't need constant activity, you know, like you do need a break sometimes, and that goes for anything. That goes for your job, that goes for exercise, that goes for like just living your life. Like, we all need a vacation sometimes. Like, sometimes we want McDonald's or whatever, you know, instead of cooking at home. Like, we all need a break. So you're allowed to say no to things that make you uncomfortable, and you're allowed to say no when you just feel like you need a break. It doesn't make you lame. Like, I love to just like sit in my room and not do anything. Like, my friends know this like all too well. I don't like to do anything ever. It's kind of like one of my toxic traits. Like, I kind of sit in my room, working on it. But you don't have to like do things all the time. You don't have to. It's fine. Like, if you just want to like sit in your bed and like read, like, go ahead. If you want to sit in your bed and watch Gossip Girl, if you just want to sit in your bed, like, I love to sit in my bed, you know. Yeah. I think maybe my last big takeaway for how to be nice to yourself is to physically take care of yourself. And that looks a lot of different ways. It's kind of a culmination of everything I was talking about. I don't write a script for these. I kind of just talk. So if this is hard to follow, I apologize. This is just how it feels to listen to me for 20 minutes. So physically taking care of yourself can be what I'm doing right now. It can be take a nice shower. It can be take yourself for a walk. Have a nice dinner, a healthy dinner that makes you feel good. Yeah. But taking care of yourself can also be like, wow, I really hate my job. Get a new job. Get a new one. Don't stay there. Like, I had a job. I really didn't like it. I got out of there. Got out of it. Didn't like it. Not gonna disclose, obviously, but didn't like it. People were weird. People you hang out with, also. I am rather selective about, like, the people that I call my friends. Like, if I, like, I'm a really bad texter. Like, today I answered my Instagram DMs, and I had some from, like, 3 weeks ago. And including, like, my dad. Like, he had sent me reels from, like, a month ago, and I had not even, you know. So I'm bad at responding, but, like, if I give you the time of day, like, you are my friend, you know? If you get a text back from me, like, within the day, just know that you made it, okay? And, like, you can be very selective about who you give your time to, and that's something very powerful, I think. Like, your energy doesn't need to go everywhere. Yeah, my hair is like, I have a lot of hair, I have very thick hair, so it just kind of like, but I need this, like, you know, so yeah, like, you don't have to be social all the time, but it's good to have a social life, but pick good friends. Pick friends that are good for you. Pick friends that share your values, that, like, I guess have interests in common, but also have, like, your goals in common. I know this sounds like girl bossy, right? But also, like, I don't know, because I feel like my friends just kind of, like, get me, you know, and I love that. Like, I love that, like, when I talk to them, they just, like, kind of understand what I'm saying, even if I can't, like, if I don't feel like I'm totally getting it out correctly, you know? Like, I don't know, your friends should not be a reflection of yourself. Like, they should, like, I think, challenge you a little bit. They should be a little bit different from you, but they should also, like, understand you and, like, get where you're coming from and be able to listen to you. And, like, my friends are all, like, different people from me, but, like, that's why they're so valuable, you know? Like, I don't know, I love my friends. And it's just, like, that adds so much value to your life when you have people around you that, like, actually, you know, like, care if you live or die, you know? And, like, want to listen to you and want to, like, hang out with you and want to hear what you have to say, and then in turn, like, that, you know, brings more value to your social life when you're like, wow, like, the people I hang out with are really, like, good people, they're interesting people, like, I like hearing what they have to say, I like doing things with them, like, they're interesting, you know, like, it enriches your life to have people around you that, like, you really, really care about. So, if you can find those people, just know that you're very lucky and you need to hang on to them. So, shout out my friends. Yeah, that might have been a bunch of, like, word mumbo jumbo, but, like, I'm just gonna clip it up right here. Then I'm gonna do my little oil cleanse, which I'm not doing on camera because I look like I'm just, like, slathering olive oil all over my face, and that's not really the look I'm going for on the internet. Not that this is, but, you know. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on why you should be nice to yourself, how to do it, and why it's good for you, and why it brings a little value to your life. So, hopefully that was, enriching. Anyway, see you next week, maybe. I don't know if I talked about this earlier. I like to post on Saturdays. Was not feeling so hot yesterday. Was a little down in the dumps, a little glum. But it's okay. I'm glam now. I'm feeling glamorous. Also, I have to go to work tomorrow, so this is my hyping myself up. Yeah. So, also, like, kind of out of ideas, so, like, let me know, like, what you want to see, I guess. But yeah. Okay, bye. Like and subscribe, hit that bell.